Cody in the morning. WSM. This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
All right, we got the coffee. We got the country. Missing the Cody. He's not here today, but we are. So thank you for tuning in around with all of our streaming partners. We are live on Circle Country. If you're watching us on Peacock or Roku, any of those places, welcome in. You are inside our Simply Superior studio here at the Acuff House on the Opry Plaza. I'm Kelly Sutton. Charlie Mattos is standing by. We have Annie Nye. She is here, and Jeff Roberts is upstairs. We're getting set for a good Thursday. We got a lot of friends coming in. John Paycheck's coming to see us.
He's playing Chiefs.
Oh, that's
excited
so fun.
for that. Yeah, it's one of the great venues in downtown Nashville.
I was going to say, it really has become one of the standout places for people that are coming through, especially to see a show, but then also to perform. Everybody loves the sound in there.
Yeah, and very intimate. I think maybe 300, so you always feel like you're right in the show.
But it also has that feeling of a mini Ryman because they have all of the pews and the stained glass and very, very cool. So we're going to talk to him coming up in just a little bit. Plus we have entertainment headlines. I just posed the question, put it out there. What is the movie that you quote the most? Because I thought everybody knew The Princess Bride.
Apparently not.
And when I put it out there, I was like, how many times have you seen this movie? And a lot of people said, would you be mad at me if I said 0? Looking at you, Annie Nye. Annie has not seen it. I was like, wait, well, if you don't know The Princess Bride, what movie do you quote? That's like the only one that I quote, probably. So we'll get those answers coming up in a little bit. Also, a new video from Megan Maroney that is very funny, very cheeky, very like late 90s, early 2000s. And there is a hotline in this video that is the Karma Hotline. And we should try to call it because it's a real phone number.
Okay.
So we'll just put that out there.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. Who knows? It's going to be a fun Thursday, and you're here for all of it, everybody.
From WSM Radio, this is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome in Coffee, Country, and Cody. We are inside the Simply Superior studio here at the Acuff House on the Opry Plaza, and we are talking all things entertainment this morning. One of the big questions of the day, what movie do you quote the most? Now, this all came about because I saw a video of The Princess Bride, and it was like a kind of just a bunch of the clips of Carrie Elwes, who was basically saying, as you wish, as you wish. The Princess Bride is one of my favorite movies, and I quote it all the time. And I posted that video, and I was like, how fun. How many times have you seen this movie? I was flabbergasted. So many people said I've never seen it. And I'm like, this is a fine piece of cinema, people. What's going on?
Now, I've seen it possibly 3 times, which I know is not nearly as many as you.
I had the poster on my wall. It was truly a staple. And there were so many people, I don't know if they're my generation. I don't know, the age range. We won't age anybody here. But it's all about a kid who is sick and is home from school, and his grandfather is reading him the book.
Kevin from the Wonder Years.
Fred Savage. So I think a lot of people started like adopting it whenever you were homesick. You would watch The Princess Bride.
And Adam Arkin is the grandfather, if I remember correctly.
No, I don't think that's right. I will find out.
Okay.
I will find out for you. But anyway, all that to be said, it just led me down the rabbit hole. If you're not quoting The Princess Bride, like I am, what movie are you quoting? So, Charlie Mattos, I posed the question to you. What movie are you quoting the most often?
You sleep beneath the very blanket of protection I provide, then question the method in which I provide it. I would rather you just say thank you and get on with your day. Otherwise, I don't give a what you think you're entitled to. Deep down, you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. Who's going to do it? You, Lieutenant Weinberg?
A Few Good Men. Wow, very nice. That's a great monologue. If you're auditioning for something, that's a great monologue.
I did it to Keith Sutherland when he was in studio, and he goes, wow, that's impressive.
Okay. He probably also was like, hey, I'm never coming
a little
back.
frightened by this guy. He actually told me that when Nicholson did those scenes, everybody came to watch whether they were on set that day or not.
Really?
Because they knew how amazing it was going to be.
I wonder how many times he actually had to do that scene.
Probably not as many as you think, other than just for different camera shots, because he just so good.
He's
you
incredible.
Know? You got to ask me
I know.
nicely.
Oh, gotta ask me nicely.
That thing you do is another one I quote a lot too.
I don't know that I've seen that all the way through.
Oh gosh, there he
have to
goes
watch
off to write that hit song "Alone in My Principles."
Okay, Annie, what do you think? What is the one movie that you quote the most? School of Rock, she said.
She's a big School of
That
Rocker.
is a good one. That is a very good one. Jack Black, very funny. Jeff, have you chimed in? Have you told us from upstairs which one?
Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou?
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah.
That is a really good one. I haven't seen that one in a while either. So we're making a list of things that we need to be watching over the weekend, basically, for everybody else.
Yeah, Dan Tominski's making notes of who's not watching his movies now, too.
My favorite thing from The Princess Bride is whenever Paul is leaving, he's like, I'm leaving. And I'm like, have fun storming the castle. And nobody, like, if you don't know what that means. I'm like, another one that I probably quote a lot is Steel Magnolias.
Yeah.
Because I do love that movie. Yeah. And there's a lot of Dolly Parton quotable lines. I said that the other day. I was like,
should I get a cookie?
I'm a chain. Should I get a cookie? No, juice is better.
Shelby.
Drink your juice. So we're giving you clues as to what we might be doing as a chick flick. Just saying, putting it out there.
Can I be honest though? I didn't really like Steel Magnolias as much as I thought I was
sad.
going to.
It's very sad.
Yeah. It's not, the pieces are better than the whole, I think.
Have you ever seen the stage play?
No, I think I would probably enjoy that.
I think you would. Okay, well, let's talk about Megan Maroney. Moving on from movies to Megan Maroney. Megan has really carved a niche for herself. She has this really cool look. She has a very young fan base. All the girls love her. She has a new video out. It's for her song 6 months later, and it is so funny because it really plays on the guy that did you wrong. And so she calls the Karma Hotline. Take a little look at this new video from Megan Maroney.
Hey Meg, I think I want you back. I'm a couple drinks in, thinking it's my bad that I let you walk away and let you go. It's a tale as old as time, I guess, when you couldn't care more, I couldn't care less. You're a little too late to the party, heartbreaker. What doesn't kill you calls you 6 months later.
Okay, so if you were paying attention, there is a phone number for the Karma Hotline, and I'm going to call it just to see what happens.
Karma Now Hotline, who hurt you?
Karma Now Hotline, who hurt you?
Oh, that's good.
And then it hangs up.
Yeah.
But then it does register as Megan Maroney in your phone, so now it looks like I've called Megan Maroney a couple of times. I don't know. Somebody hurt you and listened to it. 6 months later is the name of the song. Very, very well done, and it is so clever. Also, if you were part of Darius Rucker's show on July the 12th, you are getting a refund. So he was singing, everything was fine, and just in the middle of the concert, he loses his voice. And he was very honest with everybody. He said, guys, this has never happened to me before. I cannot sing. I don't know what's going on. I can't sing. He did wagon wheel and then cut it short. But he did say, everybody's getting a refund. I'm going to try to reschedule and make it up to y'all. I hate that this has been going on. And people were responding with, get well, feel better. We wish you all the best. So we'll let you know if that gets rescheduled. But if you were there, then you're going to get a refund.
I've been to shows that if they only made me watch half and I got my money back, I'd take it. No, I think I'd want all of Darius. But there are shows I'm like, if I left now and you gave me my money, I would leave.
I'd call it a win. We'll have that list for you coming up right here.
Yes, we will.
Could you imagine?
This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
And we welcome to the Assembly Food Hall stage, John Paycheck. How you been?
I've been doing real good. How about y'all?
We're doing good. It's so good to see you.
Oh, it's nice to see y'all. What my dad used to say was, I'm happy to be anywhere at the moment. So
That's
yeah.
right. Well, we were just catching up off the air. I said last time you came in, you just had the album come out. So it would have been about this time last year, or no, maybe a little bit later.
I think it was the fall, November.
Yeah, it was fall.
It was in the fall.
Yep.
Exactly.
You can look in the archives, so you know.
Yes,
You
I can cheat a little
He look
bit.
at it and goes, I think it was
I
in the
believe
fall.
it was in the fall.
It was
Yeah.
November 8th.
makes it easier with that screening for you a little
That's
bit, right?
right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Funny.
But we were also just discussing that you were about to go do some flood relief efforts in North Carolina after we had Hurricane Helene there.
Yep, I was there with Alex Key, and he was managing that event. And it was a good event. We had a good turnout, and yeah, we did everything we possibly could, I guess, at that point. And then, and then now we were just talking about how I don't know, I hope it's not me, but yeah, now we're at another natural disaster right when I'm coming in. And we're looking for another event, actually, to play and do something to help out again.
In Texas.
Yep.
There's so many people that are stepping forward, and we know that's how we roll in country music. If there's a need, country musicians step up and they fill it and do whatever they can for it. And you said you were actually, you and your wife, looking at places in that area to possibly retire to.
Yeah, I've already been, I was talking with a realtor about moving in that area and everything else, and it's beautiful country. It's a wonderful area, the hill country of Texas. But yeah, it kind of hit home, and then everything that had happened. I got three beautiful daughters, and yeah, a lot of life lost and everything going on over in Texas. And it's it bothered me really bad. And when I used to be a firefighter, right? So
that's right.
Seeing all the search and rescue efforts and everything, it brings everything back that you have in your head about what you used to do and how hard that job is, and then also how hard it is to, every day you're not finding somebody who is, a rescue, and it's more of a recovery. And that, I tell you, it's rough. It's rough, and I feel for everybody that's in that situation.
Well, especially when you know you're not going to get a happy ending.
Exactly.
Early on, you're still praying and hoping, right?
Right.
But yeah, the amazing thing was there was one instance in where someone was found 20 miles from where they started.
Yep.
I mean, I live 17 miles away, and I was like, to put that in perspective, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
So.
On an interesting note, I did see a cow that had been swept out to the beach and was on the beach just exhausted, but they found
still alive?
Found him alive. Yeah, that's an interesting one, isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah, kind
It's
of a
just
weird thing.
Absolutely crazy. Well, thank you for all the help that you gave with Helene and everything that you've been doing there. And certainly we're keeping everybody up to date because there are so many people that are in Texas, so many of our artist friends that are down there that have been doing fundraisers. So we try every day to give everybody an update on how they can help.
I know. I want to throw this Dallas Moore. I think he's getting ready to do it.
Is he?
He's
Okay.
going to be part of a big event out there. And if you haven't heard him sing, he's a good time. He puts on a great show. So
That's fantastic.
Human nature is an interesting thing too, because we've had a lot of people who have had famous dads, famous moms, in John Carter's case, famous parents, and many of them embrace that past and raise up their history, and others. I've had people tell me, "Hey, listen, whatever you do, don't ask him about this because they don't want to talk about that."
And I understand that.
No, I get that. I get that part too. But I love the fact that you embrace your dad and all the beauty and not beauty of life. You know
somebody with a famous. Okay. Oh, I see where we're going. Oh, no.
But for years, you forged your own path, and you went Army Aviator for how long?
Let's see. I'm almost 20 years now, and probably going to spend a few more past the retirement time. But yeah, and I'm in the reserves now. But yeah, Army Aviator, flew Black Hawks in Kiowa, and then switched over to the fixed-wing C-12 aircraft. Did that for a little while in Afghanistan, and yeah, now we're coming to a close of another. This chapter's closing, right? So yeah, doing intelligence work.
That's already Craig Morgan re-up, so he'll take over for you.
Either that or he'll come
Actually,
find
I
you.
outrank Craig, just so he knows.
Oh, I love that.
He's a sergeant. I am an officer.
Throw
So,
down
yeah.
that card right there.
That's
Craig,
fantastic.
if you're listening,
Well, but
I expect you to
So
call
we
me
can
sir
call you
next
sir.
time. Yeah.
I think that there is something that is really special though
that's
about when you see somebody that's had a very famous parent,
Mm-hmm.
but you've had an opportunity to be who you wanted to be, and then
100%.
coming to music and then using it as another venue of who you are.
Yep.
But it wasn't that your dad's legacy defined who you were.
100%.
And I think
yeah,
that's important.
I kind of ran away from music because I didn't want that to happen.
Right.
And I had things that I wanted to do, and I always had a passion for the military. I did some IT work and firefighting before it, but yeah, it's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be able to establish who I am. And not have my father be my image and everything else. And I again, in the shows and all the stuff that we're doing now, of course I embrace who my dad was. It's hard not to with our last name. It's so weird. But yeah, I always play some of his songs, things like that. But even in the show, I'm not a tribute show. I don't do that. We got a show coming up. Yeah, we're doing Chiefs tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't tell what day it is anymore. 7:30 I believe is the time for the show. But yeah, we're playing down at Chiefs, and boy, it's a really neat space
It's
too.
beautiful.
I was just going to say, everybody raves about how great it is, both for the artist and the crowd. I mean, it's a win-win.
It's got great sound.
Yeah.
It's a seated event too, ticketed. But boy, I've been up there a couple times, seen some people and things like that, and it's really nice. It's really cool.
Tickets still available?
Yes, tickets are still available. They're on their website for Chiefs and everything, and I think at the door too. I think they're selling them at the door.
I've heard the food's really good there
The
too.
food is there's a whole barbecue joint on one of the floors,
Right.
And it was from a pit master, so it's like real good barbecue.
Real good barbecue.
I had
a
little sample.
Kelly is certified
Fair enough.
barbecue.
I am a barbecue judge.
Yeah.
I'm a Kansas City certified
Oh,
barbecue
that's
Yeah.
cool.
judge.
Heck
So,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not
So
trying
she
to brag.
knows.
Well, I'd love to know what they're rating. Don't do it right now, but at some point, let me know.
We'll chat a little bit about it. Let's talk about More Days Behind, because we're seeing the artwork, and I remember you telling us about this picture because it is so cool and such a throwback and so iconic. Give us the story.
Well, a gentleman that is living down in Alabama, he took this picture in 1980. I went through, did a little bit of my own historical interpretation a little bit, and a little Easter egg that you may not have noticed. But if you look between them light pole and the street signs, there's a couple UFOs. So.
Oh, I see him now.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's one of these
great.
little things that I thought, I'm gonna start throwing funny little Easter eggs into stuff. But most people don't recognize that. It looks like something from the lighting or something like that. But we redid the image a little bit, and up there says my name and the biscuits and gravy and Aunt Prepare. Of course, that's one of the songs. But that's geez, I'm starting to blank on the name.
The stage, Roberts, Tootsie.
It's Roberts.
Roberts.
Yeah.
It's Roberts, right? And that used to be the old. It was Amp Repair, steel guitar and Amp Repair that was there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, and the
So
brick
cool.
the brick building on the left corner is now where Bridgestone Arena is. If you want just a modern interpretation
exactly.
of where
Yep,
that is.
that's
So,
right.
Yeah.
Man, that's cool.
Because
It's really
you can
neat.
see, is that the church that's on further
Yeah,
down?
that's still there. Yeah,
That's
just past the
absolutely
First Center.
fantastic.
Yep.
and
I
actually,
love it.
for this album, we just had a video that came out on Taste of Country's the debut. They debuted it just yesterday. So yeah, we got a video for. It's not More Days Behind. It's it is. It is More Days Behind. Matter of fact, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, we're going to play the song right now. Do you
Okay.
want to give us a little backstory on the song, how it came to
Yeah,
be?
the More Days Behind piece is it's me getting to a point in life where I'm like, oh, okay, there's more days actually physically behind me than there are in front of me. So I need to appreciate what I got and appreciate where I'm going. And video definitely displays that, and it's got a lot of different statistics and interesting things that come up and make you think a little bit. And hopefully take a breath and go, okay, well, let's ride this next piece off in a good way.
Yeah, in good fashion. We love it. All right. John Paycheck with us this morning. This is More Days Behind.
This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Welcome in, everybody. It's Coffee Country and Cody, and on the Assembly Food Hall stage this morning, John Paycheck is here before he takes over Chiefs tonight on Broadway. It's going to be a peaceful takeover, though. So if you want to be there, he said about 7:30. Doors are open.
Doors open around 7, and we're going at 7:30. It's a quick turnaround.
All right, so get there early, go upstairs, get you some barbecue. If you haven't been to Chiefs, it's multi-floors, so you can go to the rooftop and hang out for a little bit. Then you go down, and then there's a barbecue place, and then they've got the piano bar, and then they come hang out with you. Just make their way down.
Wait, no, it's up on that. It's
Are you going to be
yeah,
high up in the little,
steeple.
In the steeple?
Yep.
It looks like a little mini Ryman.
It does. It's really
Because
cool.
they've got the stained glass windows there, and
They've got a lot of my favorites up there too. There's a
that
big one of
cool?
George Strait, and and I think there's Dolly, and boy, but it's really neat.
I wonder how that process went when they were like, "Hey, which
Who did they
ones do you,
choose?
who do you
It had to be
want?"
his favorites. I mean,
Sure.
some of them at least, and there's some sports guys and gals there too.
I think he's
I'm
got Jordan
terrible.
from when
I
he
think
was
it's
in
Jordan,
North Carolina.
Yeah, I think Jordan is there. Yep.
Yeah, there's definitely.
If it's not Yankees baseball, I don't. Yeah. I
Well,
don't
you got
remember.
some friends. You want to introduce everybody you got with you today?
Yeah. Well, I got my lead guitar player here, Mr. Matty Gallant, and I got
Hi, Matty.
my fiddle player over there who's also my road manager, Toby Ziegler.
Hey,
And
Toby.
he tries to keep me in line, which is hard.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He does a good job though.
Now, you put this album out, More Days Behind, came out last year.
Yes.
And how has that been when you're playing it live for everybody? What have the fans really caught on to in the live shows?
Well, I'll tell you, all my music tends to go over pretty well. People like it, and I get what blows my mind is when I see people singing back to me,
Right.
and they know the lyrics to some of the songs. I'm I'm not at that stage yet. I feel like it's like, well, you wouldn't expect people to be doing that, but they are, which means they're listening to it and they like it. And I know there's numbers, you see all that stuff too, but it's unique to me.
That's got to be the best feeling though, because that's what you're always hoping for.
Is.
If you put something out, you just want it to resonate with somebody.
Yep. It also means I can't mess up the lyrics because they know the lyrics now. So I got to pay attention.
I'm going to introduce you to a thing that I have on my phone. It's a teleprompter app.
Yeah.
It's very easy to use. I'll show that to you. Put it over to the side. Nobody has to know.
I'll take that as a
It's
blessing.
right over
Thank you
there.
much.
So looking forward, after Chiefs, tell us about some of the things that you've got coming up this fall and what's going to be happening.
Yeah, no, actually after Chiefs, we're heading off to Bentonville, Arkansas, to the Meteor Guitar Gallery. Supposed to be a really neat venue. We're going to play there. And then we're off to Brisket Lovin' Barbecue in Lindale, Texas. So, and yeah.
Is that part of your rider that they have to have barbecue?
I wish it was, because there's a lot of barbecue places, isn't it?
Kind of feels like it. I mean, that's not a bad thing to put on your rider.
I know.
If you're asking for it.
I will say, we do love brisket. And yeah, unfortunately, I have to also do some exercising too.
That's
but,
okay.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned the girls. How old are your girls now?
Right now, we've got a 15, 16, and 16-year-old.
All right. How is music going over with them? Do they like
Really
dad's
well.
music? Do they like granddad's music?
They like granddad's music. They don't like it quite as much as some of the stuff I do because they're young. And but I'll tell you, they're all in marching band and all the different bands in school. And we just had one, Haley, who she just did a one of those talent contests, and she surprised me. I'd never heard her sing. And she got up there and did really well, took the stage and everything. So they're doing great. They're all good grades and everything else. And I couldn't wish for anything more with my daughters.
Oh, that's good stuff. Well, and it is one of those things when you hear them, you go, oh, I didn't know you had that gear. Look at that gear you just found.
Yep.
That's really fun.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, it was at that moment too with her ear and hearing her, being able to hear her sing. I was kind of like, well, this is interesting. I think there might be something to the genes and how that works because, yeah, she just hadn't done anything like that.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's really neat.
But you can't press it because they're teenagers, and if you say, hey, you're going to, he's like,
exactly.
yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you lean into it, she's going to be like, nope.
Yeah, exactly. So you
That's
just got to
not-
let it take its course.
That's for you. That's not for me. Trust me, I've got one right now.
Yep.
All right, so you guys are going to do something for us this morning. Drinking and Crying. Give
Yeah.
us all the backstory on this.
Drinking and Crying was me and my co-writer Scott Gabby came up with it, and we're just kind of like, well, it's kind of just a song about exactly that, having a relationship didn't work out, and this is kind of where it leaves you. So yeah, drinking and crying.
A little bit of a breakup song gone
Yeah.
wrong. All right, it is John Paycheck in studio with us. Take it away.
All right.
Kind of sums it right up.
Yeah, kind of.
Can't worry about that. Got other things to do.
Yep, got to keep walking, keep doing your thing. We also mentioned St. Pete in there too because we got that old St. Pete song, which is about me trying to bargain my way into heaven. But yeah, so so and he was one of the only he was one of the only saints that actually in the Bible that you see he talks about drinking. So that's why I'm like, all right, he's a good one I could pick, and maybe he'd help me out.
He's the one then.
Yeah,
Did
he's
you
the
know
one
this?
then.
Listen, as the only Catholic
That's
probably
why
in the
I looked
room,
right to you.
I'm
go.
going to tell you, it's wine. It wasn't grape juice. Okay,
Exactly.
so everybody was drinking back then. Okay,
Exactly, it's true.
Growing up in a Baptist household, it was always grape juice for us.
I got you.
And the first time that I ever went to church with someone else and they were doing communion and they gave us the little
Yeah.
cup, and I am full on expecting grape
Grape
juice.
juice. Oh no.
And it was wine. I choked and started to cough until everyone in the church is looking at me like, man, she had a whole lot of devil in her that needed to come out.
Exactly. I was just thinking that.
It was
Oh, no.
embarrassing. Like, I had to physically get up and go get some water. because
That is a good one.
I
That's a good
wasn't ready.
story.
I just was not ready for it. Well, you're going to be tonight at Chiefs. We mentioned that. And then you said coming up, you've got some other shows that are happening. Meteor Guitar Gallery. That's in Bentonville, Arkansas. Say hello to the
Yeah.
Walmart people while you're there.
Yeah.
Biscuit Love Barbecue and Ice House. That's going to be in Lindale, Texas.
Yep, 100%.
And then after that, the Cancun Katina.
Oh yeah, we got that one coming up too.
And that's in Maryland.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're right there in Maryland and close to Hanover.
Yeah.
Well, it's a big, beautiful club too. It's a
Is
real
it?
big club. Yeah, a lot of fun.
It's gonna be a good time. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank
we
you for
love
having me.
seeing you. Like, we love being around you and hearing all the good things that are going on for you. And I think we're gonna leave with a song from your dad. I mean,
okay,
how
yeah.
many times would you say you've probably heard "Take This Job and Shove It"?
Oh boy.
I mean, it's just a guess, just a rough guesstimate.
Because I worked on the road with him, and it was every day, every show at the end of the show. And now we actually do it too, which I didn't want to, but we do. And I don't even know. There's more times than I can even fathom. Probably
And do
thousands,
people come up to
thousands of
you
times.
and say, "I got fired and I sang this song at the top of my lungs"?
They do. They really do. And I would advise you not to do that unless you really want out of that job. I mean, because boy, people take it seriously. So.
The severance package is not the same if
It's
this
not.
is blaring from
No,
your
you
speakers.
tell somebody to shove their job, in their face. Boy, I tell you, it's not going to end well unless you're looking to get out.
I will tell you, there is a memory that I have right now where I sang this at the top of my lungs with some coworkers after we all were let go.
Okay.
So
Yeah, fair
it's a
enough.
form of therapy.
It is. It
you
really
know,
is.
keep
And I'll
the
tell you,
legacy alive.
boy, I tell you, and that song did a world of good for some people. So
Sure did. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank
Good
you.
to see you. Thank you guys for being here. Again, Chiefs on Broadway. Go there tonight. Tickets are still available. Doors are at 7, but go early and get yourself some barbecue, and then you can listen to John Paycheck.
it'll be a good time.
All right, here's Johnny Paycheck. Take this job and shove it, Charlie.
From WSM Radio, this is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
All right, everybody. We're just sitting here chatting away. Completely forgot that, we got to do this thing where we're doing some radio and we're live. It's my friend Taylor Hicks. How you been?
How are y'all?
We're doing good. Good to
morning.
see you.
Good morning, everybody.
Welcome in. You're sitting on the Assembly Food Hall stage, by the way. That
Love
is
it.
1950s Ryman Auditorium wood.
Come on with it.
Looking good.
Protect it at all costs.
Well, clearly they didn't, because it looks pretty rough.
Yeah.
They do like the rustic look on that old protected wood around here.
I don't think people realize it until either as an artist you play it or you take the tour. But when you step in the circle, it
Yeah.
creaks a little bit.
It's definitely creaky.
Yeah.
It's got some history. It's got some
Think?
ghost in it. First time that you stepped in it was 2023, June 16th, by the way. So happy Opry anniversary, if you will, because
Thank you.
I remember that night well. That was a big night,
That
man.
was special.
How did it feel? How did you think it was going to feel? And did those two things match up?
Well, I'd never been to the Opry before,
Mm-hmm.
and I had lived here. Now, I have been over to Opryland because I have a little secret for people, because pollen allergies in the spring in Nashville because of all the oak trees is like really, it's awful,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
people are sneezing. So I would always come over to Opryland and sit in the atrium
At the hotel.
at the hotel and like have a beer, because it was like I felt like I was outside but it was inside.
Still
and I
climately
wasn't
controlled.
my nose was not running and I wasn't snotting everywhere.
Sure.
So that's like a little Nashvilleian secret. If
Yeah.
you ever have pollen allergies and you want to feel like you're outside,
That's right.
go to the atrium at Opryland. But I'd never been to the Grand Ole Opry until I was on it.
Wow.
And I honestly I've never played the Bluebird Cafe either.
You haven't?
Never
Oh,
done
we got to
before.
put that on the list.
I've checked one off, and that was a big one, the Grand Ole Opry. And it was really special for me. And it doesn't matter at what span of your career it happens, whether it's at 28 or 50 or whatever. I was just happy to get the call.
Well, the cool thing about it, too, is when you were on stage, watching the crowd respond to you, it was immediate. There's an electricity to you when you play live, and it's so fun to watch. It's infectious. And I think everybody in the audience that night just responded in such a way that you had to be like, okay, this feels good. This feels right.
There's a lot of Idol fans, that generation of and then obviously the cross generations that come to the Opry. But
Yeah.
I feel like there's a pretty good constituency of folks that watched me that are in the Opry audiences that watched me win Idol that long ago. Thank goodness. And I'm just happy, just glad to be there.
Happy to be there.
Happy to be there.
That's
Happy
all
to be
that
playing my
matters.
harmonica and playing my songs.
You're going to be there again tomorrow night. Our friend Mark Wills is going to be
Oh, yeah.
there. We mentioned that. We got a whole lineup set. So if anybody's listening and they want to stop by and get tickets, we got a few tickets left for that 7 o'clock show.
Not that it still isn't great exposure with Idol, The Voice,
Yeah.
America's Got Talent, but you don't see numbers like 36.4 million watching the finale. I mean, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, it was. That was kind of the only game in town at that point in
Yeah.
time, and I was very blessed because I was the last year that it was strictly a singing competition. So when you start with Kelly, and you go to Fantasia, and you go to Ruben, and you go to Carrie and me, I mean, there was no instruments. I mean, we couldn't play. We couldn't play instruments. We couldn't play guitar.
Did you
So-
not play harmonica at all? I thought you did.
I did play harmonica, but it was kind of a in-between stage. It wasn't actually on stage. It was actually walking towards the judges
That's right.
during the live.
That's right.
I figure like there's this legal gray area that either I could have gotten kicked off or I was about to go back to playing sorority houses at Alabama,
Sure.
So, I mean, I was just like, look, roll the dice, and luckily it worked out. But yeah, when you go from like Kelly from the first 5 seasons, it was just based on the quality of the voice, which I'm pretty proud of. And I know if you talk to Carrie and Kelly and all them, they'd be proud of it too.
Well, and then, we were just talking off camera a little bit about some of the other wonderful opportunities that you had, including Broadway. I mean, it had to be the perfect springboard for what you needed at the time.
Absolutely. I've always wanted to be an entertainer, and luckily, I was able to get, to have that platform of Idol to be able to springboard me into definitely different things over 20-something years now in the business. But the Broadway thing was really special for me. But I didn't really grow up a theater kid. I kind of grew up. I played like roadhouses and stuff, so it's a little
Different
bit
type of theater.
different type of theater, more chicken wire necessarily than just stage. But I love the Broadway experience. I mean, I wanted to be in a show in New York, and I was offered 4 or 5 different roles actually.
Really?
Like right off the bat. And it's interesting because that kind of opens the curtain, like peers behind the curtain a little bit on how the business works. Look, you have a name.
Right.
We know you can sing. Let's, handhold you a little bit on the acting stuff and see if we can't slide you in a spot and sell some tickets. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of like the way, and a lot of people from shows that I was a part of, Idol, Voice, that's why it's easier for them to jump into live theater, is because you can sing.
Yeah.
The acting, it will come. I ended up doing 576 Grease shows. Wow. Over 18, well, probably over about 2 years. 6 months in New York, in on Broadway, and then off Broadway on tour.
How tough are the double days, the matinee and the night?
My part was pretty much, I wasn't like the lead. I was the Frankie Valli teen angel, so I kind of just rolled in and, pompadour, hair, and just, rolled in, made sure Frenchie.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Went back to high school, put down her teasing comb.
Mm-hmm. Fixed her nose up.
Fixed her nose up, and made sure she went back to high school. And she did, luckily, 576 times. Yeah. That's tough to do for what us do. But I had the same Frenchie, which was good because the chemistry of working with an actress and an actor, you want to do repetitions. Well, she was in the show with me for a long time. Really funny moment though. I said, put up your teasing comb and go back to high school, and she takes her hand and she puts it on my chest and she goes, I voted for you. And we let that laughter live. Like I started learning comedic timing with just that one line.
That's so
how to, because that was such a great line and such brought everything, into the whole room. And so I just remember, luckily I was with Frenchie a long time, and we really let that line lay there for a while.
I love it. Well, we're going to play Porch Swing. So give us the backstory on this song. This one's been around for a minute.
So Jason Deere and Jennifer Wayne, Runaway June, we wrote this together probably it feels like 15 years ago, but I was interested in that song Just a Swangin' by John Anderson, and I thought to myself, well, what's he swinging on? I'm curious. So we actually came up with the idea of building a love song around the porch swing.
All right. Taylor Hicks this morning on WSM.
From WSM Radio, this is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
We've got Taylor Hicks in our studio sitting on the Assembly Food Hall stage with us before he gets to step into the circle at the Grand Ole Opry tomorrow night. You were there for Jamie Johnson's birthday.
I was.
That was a fun night.
Jamie and I have been friends for a long time, and I've gotten to know a lot of his friends here in Nashville through Jamie, and that was that was a humdinger. We had a good time, and there's some moments, and and it's sometimes you gotta get off your butt and come to the Opry, and just for fun, and go press the flesh and hang out, and then you never know. Like there was a moment where Jamie and Randy Houser sang Evangeline, and
so good. Right?
There was a moment, and I looked down, and I was like, there's some chills, and y'all probably have those moments a lot more than I do, but that was I need to come back and just hang a little bit more, because this was really good.
Well, and the beauty of that night was there were so many combinations you just don't see every night,
Right.
So you had Jamie and Megan, you had Jamie, and he played with everybody all night long. So yeah, it was kind of loose and a little shambolic and just a thing of beauty by the end of the night.
Those are the nights. We
Yeah.
know it's going to go long, but
Right.
it's absolutely worth it.
So I have a question. I'm going to ask you guys. Okay. What is a moment for you two where you had, like I had Sunday night, where you just had chills all the way down your body?
Post Malone. I got to do Post Malone's Opry debut, and the place was packed. It was sold out. Everybody there was a huge Post Malone fan. But to watch him have the reverence for the stage, and to be so very he was very careful about what he said. He was very careful about his words. He understood how serious it was, because I think a lot of us were like, oh gosh, we got this guy coming in, and he used to be in, we're not really sure what to expect. He walked out there, and not only did he own the stage and everyone just loved him, but you could see it wash over him in a way that it had never probably felt before. He even said later, he's like, I've never felt that on stage. So that's mine. I don't know. What's yours?
I can think of two. The first time ever introducing Garth, and just the pop of that crowd. Wow. And then there's this global superstar from Mexico named Corinne Leon.
Yeah.
And the 3/4 of the crowd were there for him.
Yeah.
And it was the most unbelievable reaction. And we try, because when we do a debut, when you come and you chat on the side, there was no way we were going to chat. These people were not going to stop until he did another song.
Wow.
So yeah, so I can remember that one.
That's
that was pretty
unbelievable.
cool.
I mean, that's what you get, when you come to the Opry, and on Post Malone's behalf, I think if there was anyone that I've seen in the last 30 years that has been able to cross over from pure pop,
Right.
to country. Post Malone he did it brilliantly.
Yeah, he did. And I think part of it is, he grew up in Texas. He understands.
Yeah, he's a songwriter.
He gets it.
Yep.
He gets it. But we were all kind of like, what's about to happen? Is he going to cuss? What's going on? And he did.
Well,
It's amazing.
the other is his buddy Jelly Roll.
Jelly is so good,
same thing,
too.
from a totally different genre,
Yeah.
and being totally accepted. So
Right.
yeah,
It's not an easy dance, to be able to waltz in from other genres into country, because it's
You know a thing or two about that?
yeah.
Well, the fun thing about you,
I've
though,
just never said no.
the crazy thing though, Taylor, no one's, I'm sure people have tried to put you in a box, but your music doesn't, it's not one thing. It's not country. It's not soul. It's not R&B. It's all of those things together.
Well, that's been a tough road for me. You know, I look at it as a kind of like the Willie Nelson effect, you know, because Willie's music was just Willie's.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like that, you know, at some point, you know, as my career keeps going, because I mean, it's a marathon for me, not a sprint. You know, I mean, some of that is going to eventually take hold, you know, and I just have to keep writing and releasing. I have a hard time letting, you know, it's funny. I've got songs in the can that are done and paid for, lock, stock, and barrel. All the invoices are paid. And, you know, some of my really great, you know, engineer friends are like, you got to let the birds fly, Taylor.
Let it out.
You got to let the bird out of the cage.
Let
you know,
it
you got to let
out.
the carrier pigeon go.
Okay, so I'm going to ask this. Just put it out there in the universe. Would you ever do Broadway again if they called?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
What's the
Yeah,
dream
yeah.
role?
Billy Flynn in Chicago.
Oh, that's such a great role. Yes.
That would
I
be
was. They
phenomenal.
offered it. They offered it to me earlier on, and then they just kind of were like, you know, I just didn't have the. I didn't have the acting chops and stuff. You know, I just didn't have that. I mean, the Grease Teen Angel role was like the perfect toe to dip
Yeah.
in the water.
Yeah.
Well,
you
Billy
know?
needed to be a little older too. So you've
Yes.
grown into Billy. I think
Yeah,
would be the better.
Billy was. Billy Flynn would be.
Yeah.
Was kind of a is kind of a role that I've definitely started. You know, I mean, over the years, people have dropped in and said, "Hey, do Billy." You know, so I mean, that's on the table.
We're putting it out there.
Yeah.
Putting it out there. We hope it happens.
Manifest it.
Yes.
One of my favorite things anytime I'm in New York is to hang by the stage door after. Did you enjoy that experience of signing the playbills and taking the photos and meeting people?
It was, you know, it was interesting because, you know, it was a successful run. It was a really great, you know, cross-pollination, if you will, of Idol fans, Grease, America, American Idol. So all of those things combined created a great run. And it was interesting because when you're star billing on Broadway, you go from walking out of a theater on, you know, with the lights, and you sign all these autographs, and you get in a car, and then within 700 feet, it's like obscurity.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so there was an interesting, you know, that was such an interesting thing to experience because it was just like, blah, and then all of a sudden it was just like,
Crickets.
nothing, crickets. You know, so, but I had a couple of, you know, I was a young buck still. I was in my early 30s, so I still had some sea legs. So I had a couple of, I had a bodyguard named Carmine. Classic bodyguard.
nice.
Yeah, I think he was with Woody Harrelson for a long time, and they kept an eye on me around the clock, as they should have.
I love it.
And I got home late to some parties one night, and but what was funny though is that they actually had promos of Grease in the taxi cabs.
Oh my gosh.
So I couldn't go, like,
Yeah.
if I was a little loose and got in a cab, then I was going to have to spark up some convos. So
Love this.
they kept an eye on me.
All right, Grand Ole Opry tomorrow night, Whiskey Jam on July 28th, and then I was looking online. You're doing the Franklin Theater in October.
Franklin Theater in October.
Yeah.
Love the Franklin Theater.
Beautiful,
Great
beautiful,
great
beautiful.
gig.
All right, tell us
Love you
about
guys.
Six Strings and Diamond Rings before we go.
Well, you know, it's on the road being a musician. You know, Six Strings can be hard on diamond rings.
We'll leave it at that.
Did
Taylor Hicks.
Did not our former colleague Joe Smith have a hand in this
Yes.
song?
Oh,
yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, shout out to Joe.
She's a singer.
I love it so much. Taylor, thank you for coming in.
Always pleasure. Thank you so
Love
much.
seeing
God
you.
bless y'all.
All right, we're leaving you with Taylor Hicks this morning on WSM.
This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Welcome in. It is Coffee, Country, and Cody, and we are live this morning inside our Simply Superior studio here at the Acuff House on the Opry Plaza. Kelly Sutton, Charlie Matos, Annie Nye, and Jeff Roberts. Tomorrow, I will be missing. Monday, you and I both will be missing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But since we're both gone, we don't really care. But it's like, so who's filling in? We don't know.
We don't know.
I have no idea.
Somebody said that. They were like, hey, who's filling in for you? And I said, well, we're actually just going to leave the door open, and whoever wants to wander in could just take control. Just kidding. No, Phil will be here, so never fear. It's going to be a great week ahead, but both of us are going to be gone for a little bit. Do want to tell you about what's going on with Keith Urban, because we do have a high today of, 95, something like that. Long Hot Summer is the perfect song. And now he's re-releasing it. When I looked at the date when this came out, I asked you, what year do you think Long Hot Summer
I said
came
like
out?
2018.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought maybe 2015.
10 years.
2011.
14 years. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? So it went #1 both here and in Canada in 2011. So now he's re-releasing the song, but it's going to be a live version that he's currently doing on his tour. He's on the High and Alive World Tour. I don't know which venue that this particular song was taped at, but he's going to be releasing that on the 25th. So get ready for a lot more Long Hot Summer from Keith Urban. If you want to catch him, he is out on that world tour right now. He's got a stop in Denver. That's going to be tonight. And then coming up, Salt Lake City and Nampa, Idaho on Friday and Saturday.
And October 17th, if you're in Nashville, Bridgestone Arena with Chase Matthew and Alana Springsteen as the special guests. That is the pre-Charlie birthday celebration.
Did you ask him about that? You said, hey,
That's why
we
he
should do the
scheduled it that
17th.
way. Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
I am so excited. I love Keith. I will never miss a Keith Urban show live because he's so very good. But I am very excited to see Chase Matthew. Because Chase is from here, and that will be a hometown show for him at Bridgestone Arena.
Yeah, when we saw him at the Ryman, it was just amazing. He has grown into the headlining role phenomenally.
He's killing it. I saw him at the Pinnacle, and it was so very good. So very excited about that. Brett Eldridge has something new for us. Surprise! He is dropping a new 3-track EP. It's called Kiss Me in the Moonlight. He said it feels good. It feels electric. It feels spicy and colorful and vibrant. I'm like, wow. Okay, go ahead. I like those words. So good. Okay, so Brett said, I have started my own label. I can put music out whenever I want, and that's what I'm doing. I'm having some fun, and I know you're going to love this. I think he's right. I kind of like this version of Brett where he's like, I've got new music. I'm going to put it out for everybody.
Well, we had the perfect song trilogy. So Saint-Tropez leads into Worst Way, and then unfortunately, if your life is like mine, leads into She Hates Me.
That's right.
So there it is. It's all we got it covered. Brett Eldridge, Riley Green, Dierks Bentley. There's the trilogy.
That's your trilogy, everybody. But yeah, very excited for new stuff from our friend Brett Eldridge. Well, this is a sad note, and it happened this morning early. The news had been broken that we'd lost singer Connie Francis, and we knew she'd been in the hospital. She was hospitalized a couple of weeks ago. She had some severe pain. 87 years old, of course known for all of her hits through the 50s and 60s, Stupid Cupid, Pretty Little Baby, and Where the Boys Are.
Yeah, that's kind of the iconic one, right?
That is.
But she had a revitalization in the last 6 months or so, going viral with and not understanding what the TikTok was.
This was so cute. This past year, her 1962 track, Pretty Little Baby, resurged to the top of the charts after going viral on TikTok. And they said, hey, you have a viral hit. And she said, what's that? I don't know what that means. So here's a little sample of Pretty Little Baby as we leave you. Come back and see us tomorrow morning, everybody, right here on Coffee, Country, and Cody.